Get ready to thrill, come on and chill, at Sports Grill on OB Radio FM. Burgers sizzling, drinks so cool, we've got the vibe, you'll love the fuel. Cheer for your team, with friends so near, Sports Grill, the place for game time cheer. So grab a seat, and join the fun, Sports Grill on OB, number 1. Taste the victory, feel the thrill, at Sports Grill on OB Radio FM, it's the real deal.
It's another sizzling and hot episode on our Sports Grill show, and you're here. This is OBRadioFM.com, the actors captain without Tracy, and you're listening to the voice of Big Chief. And I have an interesting co-host here with me, and I have a guest rather. But I'm not going to introduce him. But if you've been seeing some of our previous episodes, you should be conversant with this face. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back after this very short commercial. A very short commercial, and just like I have said earlier, this is Sports Brew, where we give you the latest updates on the sports happening around the world. We also give you soccer updates, basketball, tennis, whichever one, but just be assured that this episode is gonna be your favorite episode yet. And I have said this earlier, I have someone right here with me, a guest. If you, like I have said, if you've been on this show for a while. This face is not a new face, but for the sake of introduction, I'm going to Mr. Origi or MC Origi. Welcome. Please, can you say hi to the people?
Hi, it feels good to be here. I feel very excited to be here this morning.
Yeah. And one thing I want to say in particular is, thank you for always honoring whenever we say that you should come for diverse reasons. And I've observed that both of us, we always have disagreement, especially on Man U. Yes, Man U. And it is pissing me off because you happen to be a Man U fan. Of course. And I have some friends who are Man U fans, and there's a way they act. There's a show I went to. So they were doing like a dancing competition. They brought like 3 dancers. So the hype man, whatever, the guy that was with the mic, he was like, did like a game. He says 3 dancers should come out. So these 3 dancers, all you have to do is say your club. So each of the dancers, one was Chelsea, one was Man U, then the last one was Arsenal. So the only way for you to win is whoever goes home with the most money. Yes. Literally on that show, your own work as an audience is if you like my own style of dance, just drop money. Yes. So at the end of the day, we're going to calculate who's going home with the most money, and the most money means that that's the person that people like. Yeah. And can you guess what actually happened? How that dancing competition ended?
Probably Man U got.
Yeah. How did you know? Like I was so angry because why? they had Chelsea there, but the Chelsea guy was very good though. He knew how to dance, but I don't know if Chelsea people don't have money. Why? Why did you not spray money now? Why? But you people tried. People tried. They dropped.
Maybe it's because of the performance of the guy.
No, the Man U guy did not dance anything reasonable.
Man, you are always winners. I told you.
If we're talking about the dance here, the Man U guy did not go. I feel that you guys have a very strong fan base, and that's something that would like to see, especially in this coming weeks. And I have to talk about my club here. We have this Bellingham.
Okay.
I'm not happy that he's always on injury. He has this surgery he has been working on. So for a while now, he's not going to be participating in some games, and in all of this stuff is pissing me because, me in particular, I like that guy. So and when we actually signed him, it was like a prayer answer for me because I know that for sure our forward and also our attacking wings and everything is going to actually be in order. Do you know that I'm a Real Madrid fan?
Yeah, from your discussions about Bellingham already.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Real Madrid because of they don't stress me too much. I don't have to be always praying and kabashing when my team is playing that we have to win. When you're supporting a club that doesn't stress you, it shows that if I'm supporting Man U, I have to be praying every day. The people I'm always thinking about Arsenal fans, like how, like how exactly are those people coping? Like how?
Well, for me, I think they are used to not carrying trophies.
How do you see how will somebody be used to not carrying trophies?
It's been a while for them, so
yeah,
they are just coping with it, hoping that one day it will be victory for them. But I think it will be difficult considering the level of competition in the Premiership. I think it will be very difficult for them.
For Arsenal in particular.
Yeah, I'm talking about Arsenal.
So what's giving you this hope? Is it because of people signed Buemo? That's why you're now so.
No, for me, if I look at, I'm not only looking at the players here. I'm looking at how they are able to coordinate themselves in the pitch. And then from the last match I saw coming from Man U, I have these feelings that we are going places this time around. And then the places I'm talking about is lifting the Premiership.
So you're believing that they are going to Manchester United is going to lift the Premiership, and what's his name? Guardiola is going to allow you to lift the Premiership.
Of course, Liverpool did it with Guardiola, so any other club can still do it with Guardiola, still in the Premiership.
Okay, talking about Guardiola said that Rodrigo is the only player that he doesn't have to teach anything. In my own opinion, I'm just praying that guy should not disappoint him because for an expert and a professional who has been in that coaching world and that management world for a while, for you to give a player such an accreditation, what should be the factor that led to such a statement, especially from Rodrigo? Is Rodrigo really worth that exact hype?
Well, these players, the coaches over time study players in their own club and outside their club. And so as professionals, they do what? They check these players, they look at how you pass the ball, your discipline in the field of play, how you're able to go back to attack when you miss the ball and all of that. So I think that his decision is informed by the fact that he has studied this player over time.
He has studied the player over time. Were you the one that I'm trying to remember if it was on our previous episode that I had you in the studio. We're talking about the Nigerian women and how excellent they've been doing this period with the whole thing. And there's been a controversy.
Yeah,
I'm going somewhere, but I don't want to land there directly, so I'm trying to place it categorically so you understand where I'm coming from there. So this. We had that conversation that Nigerian women are making us proud, both in the basketball and the soccer. So I think it was yesterday. So we had some DMs from some viewers, and they were saying that some persons were suggesting that wouldn't it have been proper if the government would have invested more in the soccer sector or the sports sector directly, instead of it's only when we win or when they win, probably then you start giving some cash prizes. For example, aside from the female footballers, the Tigers footballers,
they
the
did that.
basketball,
Yeah, I
they
got the
also won,
information.
yeah. So, and they were giving a whole lot of incentives. I think around 100 million or $100,000. Some were giving lands according to their states. Some were giving houses. Like they were giving so many things. So people, the speculation around was now like, this money people are spending on all these things. This money you guys are spending on this, and why not invest it in the sports sector directly? That way, you'll be able to generate or get more raw talent, and also that way you understand that the sports infrastructures will always be in a good check and they will be in a good place. Now, talking about this thing, I had to dissect it yesterday. I talked about it yesterday. So now, do you know what happened today? Can you guess what happened today? Now, currently, as I'm talking to you now, the Tigers, which is the Nigerian basketball team, they are having funding issue.
Okay.
Serious funding issue, because they have to prepare for this upcoming 2026 the playoff that they have to play, but now they are lacking funding. Now, are you seeing the relevance of the whole relevance of that controversy that has been going on? You were able to give out $100,000 to how many players? So roughly we're looking at an estimate of $1 million to around $2 million. That's what was spent. So imagine if that $2 million or 1 point something million dollars was actually put into this basketball sports sector directly, to make sure that we experience growth. You in particular, I want to hear your own point and get your own direction on this particular matter now, because we just talked about it yesterday that it would have been preferred, it would have been better if, we're not saying that don't give incentives, even the professional footballers, the Premier League, blah blah blah, in fact, even if you score a goal, you have a bonus. Am I correct?
Of course.
If I'm wrong, you have to
very, very correct.
So if you score a goal, you have you even have I think they have a health bonuses and all those bonuses, even assists, you have bonus. So we're not saying incentives are bad, but do you think that Nigeria now, as a country, is it better that we focus on those incentives, or we put proper focus on the actual investment in the sports sector? That's the idea, because now the information reaching us now is that we're having real funding issue, both in the basketball team and also in the football team. So what's your own take on that?
Well, I think investment in sports is a big business all over the world. Now, if you look at some countries, they've been catching out or cashing in, any which way you want to put it, concerning the investments that they've put over the years in sports. I think Nigeria needs to emulate that, making sure that we have a long-term investment for sports, particularly football. Now, if you look at the Nigerian sporting environment, you see that most people are doing well when it comes to football. Nigerians love sport. So why don't you invest in that particular aspect, football? Now, when you invest, when you begin to reap the benefits of your investment, it will go a long way to improve the economy of the country. Now, if you look at Nigeria, because of lack of investment, there is unemployment, youth restiveness, and unemployment. But sports can cover that aspect. While some people are waiting for the government to provide jobs in civil service and all that, they can get a job in the sporting sector. Over the years, Nigerian before this time, they used to invest in sports. So we did well in boxing at the Olympics, and then even at the junior cadre in the football. But today, everything has gone down.
Yeah, you said something about boxing, and there were also some points that you mentioned that I would like to talk about extensively. But don't forget that this is obradiofm.com, and you're still tuned into Sports Grill, where we give you detailed analysis. We host enough and very, very entertaining sports shows here. See, everything here is up to date. Don't you believe?
Can
you tell them from your own experience how it's been since we've been coming to the studio.
Well, it's quite an exciting time I've had with Obi Radio. I think all we discussed about is up to date, you know, and then the thing about it is that we are given the opportunity to get first-hand information just as it is happening. So I think everyone needs to tune into Obi Radio.
Yes, you've heard it. You've heard it from the horse's mouth directly. So what more can I say? This is just a tip of the iceberg. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this very, very short commercial. All right, so welcome back from that very short commercial. This is still Sports Grill, and you're still listening to the number one internet radio and TV. Yes, I'm not talking about any other one. I'm talking about obradiofm.com, the actors cocktail without tracing. And just like I have explained earlier and I have presented earlier, today I have with me a guest who, if you've been active on our Sports Grill episodes, you'll see that this face is not a new one. It's not somebody that you see, who's this person? No, I'm talking about no other person rather than MC Origi himself. Just like I have said, I said, welcome to the studio, and thank you for always honoring us when we give you that home. And I also observed that we always have that mind you banter. That's what whenever I want to remember, I just say this guy, this mind you. So now, my own club, Real Madrid. Yeah. I don't know why Liverpool has been stressing us. They are telling us that they are not going to sell Konate for us, Ibrahim Konate, for less than 50 million euros. And Real Madrid is saying, give us 50 million now. Why? Sell this person to us. But they are saying, no, they are not going. Why? But that guy is very, very good. And I like his play. There's one pass that he gave on one of their matches like that. That's what actually piqued my interest, because when I got that info that my club, or Real Madrid rather, now have that intention to sign this guy, I was very, very happy. Like, okay, good. But also yesterday on our Sports Grill show, on our episode, that particular yesterday's episode, somebody asked a question. Now that question was I'm trying to pick how that question went. It was very tricky. It talks about was it Real Madrid or if is it Manchester United? That was according to Rashford's response. They were interviewing Rashford, and they asked him some certain questions like if we're winning the Premier League or winning the Champions League, or playing for the international his international country and also excelling, which would he prefer? He said both of them. So, but then when you go through the comments, people did not entirely agree with Rashford on that, and they were saying some sort of I'm not going to use the word hateful, but if you don't have that mind, you would not be able to carry those things. Because so many persons were like that he was not playing so well, that his time is up, blah 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 blah. But Rashford, don't you believe or don't you think that guy, his time is no longer that active like that?
I want to disagree with that kind of opinion. I think
Why don't you disagree?
Rashford,
Why? No,
of course,
that's not something. That's not something that I would have been expecting.
I'm not going to be arguing because he's coming from my club, but I will be arguing from the point that he's a good player. In the field of play, Rashford shows some sort of discipline, and when it comes to football skills and all of that. So I think he's still doing well. It will be very bad to judge him based on just his he just started the league, so he should be given the opportunity to express himself better before
to express himself. In what way?
In the field of play, more time to play, express himself. Doing all he should do as a footballer instead of judging him with just few games that he has played for the Barca side.
Okay, yeah, and also, yeah, I get your point. But let's look at the peak of Rashford. Let's take away now.
All right.
Take away now, yeah. And let's look at the likes of Yamal. So, do you think there's any sort of a comparison that can ever happen between those? So now I'm not talking about the Rashford now, because if I'm saying the Rashford now, you can't even tie the list of Yamal. And you know that you cannot disagree with what I have said. Oh yeah, disagree.
Well, I beg to disagree in this case. I beg to disagree. Now, even though Yamal is a good player, no doubt about that, I think it's really bad to begin to make comparison between Yamal and Rashford, because for me, I think they have different patterns of play, and they fit into different position in the game. So for me, there is no need for comparison.
There's no need for comparison, yes, but in as much as there's no need for comparison, we are human beings and we're not living in a different world, so there's no need for it. Just like there might not be need for certain things, but it's there.
Yeah.
So in as much as people are watching football, people are engaged in sports, there'll always be that kind of a comparison.
Yeah.
Just like we can look at the likes of even in the entertainment world, there's always that comparison between if it's this guy is better than this guy. So it's always there. So let's assume that comparison now is existing now. Now take away the sentiment that you are a Manchester United fan. Do you think that there's any ground that comparison should happen between Yamal and
Okay, coming from your analysis, putting them together, I will go for a Yamal.
I actually thought you would not be very honest. Well,
honestly, that's sentiment apart. Yamal is a player that is going to break world record when it comes to football, from his, from the speed, dribble skills, and all that. Like I said before, if he's consistent, he's going to break the next.
And there's something I like about him. Yeah, he's very, very, very versatile. Like he's flexible. He can actually fit in any narrative or any position.
I agree with that.
Yeah, because I saw what he did on that Mallorca game. That is it a ROCD Mallorca? With like the way he positioned the ball and his accurate passes were that is something that if you see his gameplay, you understand that this boy is just I think he's over like 19 now. But he shows that he has a lot of potential.
Yes,
he has a whole lot of potential. Now, talking about potential, do you know another person that has been in this news now? That has been trending on the media? Neymar. So there's been this speculation, and now I'm going to give you a direct fact that the last game they played, and he played 90 minutes. That on record was the first time, the third, the fourth time that Neymar has actually played 90 minutes complete since 2024, 2023. So are we looking at the end of an era or something in terms of effectiveness and in terms of ball delivery for Neymar? I want a honest answer, because there's been a lot of controversies. If it's not Neymar is always on break. If he's not on injury, there was one time he had COVID. If it's not COVID, he's doing one surgery. If it's not surgery, like there's always something going on in that guy's life. So this whole thing now, like this whole speculation now, how are you seeing it? Are you seeing that? Are you agreeing, or are you also of the opinion that there's actually a chance that this guy's era might actually be coming to an end? You know, the last game they played, he was recorded that he cried. They won his team around a 5-0.
5-0,
So yeah,
yes.
5-0. So he cried on the pitch, and that's not something that I feel so happy about. So what's your own take about Neymar? Because I can't express it the way I have to say it, because everything has to be on fact. So I'm not just going to ride on my own emotions. So I'll just clearly stand on fact, because based on statistics, there's just been a whole lot of things going on in that guy's life. So what are you a Neymar fan?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
I am.
so as a Neymar fan now, okay, tell me about Neymar. Let me see your own analysis about Neymar current form now. Let me see. Let's hear from you.
Okay. Let me start from the beginning. You know, I watched Neymar win because I'm a lover of the Brazil team.
Okay.
So I saw Neymar playing for Santos and was like, wow, this is like for a number of years Brazil has not gotten a player like this. So I followed Neymar over time from when he left. He went to Barca, was playing very well. He moved to PSG and all that. But just like you said, I also believe that he's coming to the end of his career, and then he's not putting on the best kind of performance that I would be expecting from such a great player.
Yeah.
Well, why am I saying so? I think Neymar has a play pattern that makes him hang on the ball most of the time, so that's what attracts injury.
By hang on the ball, you're saying he's not somebody that releases.
Yes, he hardly releases the ball because he's some kind of a player that wants to entertain the audience.
Yeah, you know what? I was patiently waiting for you to say that part. He's more of an entertainment player.
Yes. So you see, most of the times he gets injured by his opponent because football is beyond entertainment. It's business. So nobody wants you to humiliate them at the end of the day. So he attracts injury to himself and all of that. So for me, I would say that I'm disappointed at the fact that Neymar did not get to that peak that I really want a player of such magnitude to get to. First, winning the Ballon d'Or, then the world best player and all of that. That was a time he came very close, but after that time, it was one injury, one form of indiscipline, or the other.
Yeah, and he always has this cases.
So for me, I think it's just like you said, it's the end of an era.
Yeah, but one thing I can actually take home now, and I believe that our viewers are going to take home, is the fact that Neymar Junior rather is basically an entertainment player. Yeah, he loves to want to do the dribbles, wants to hang around with the ball instead of like passing and being able to work with like the complete team. And that's in essence, if not done very correctly, can even like generate hate.
Yes, of course.
Your teammates.
Yes.
Not the opponent.
Yes,
you're talking about.
You're correct.
Yeah, we're talking about the teammates.
Yes.
Because if you check some backstories, you'd see that he's not even so in tune with some of his teammates. And that is not something that for somebody as great or somebody that has made such name for himself as Neymar. You know, there was even a time that I think he had this COVID case and he was going through this surgery, and there was a time we had this rumor that he was planning on quitting football. But I don't know how true that is. But these are one of the things that we've been talking about this guy. Like, I just don't like his gameplay and everything is clean, but hanging on to the ball and always wanting to entertain, I think it's all about balance.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so it's all about balance because, okay, I wanted to compare him to Haaland, but Haaland on the other hand is somebody that loves you to feed him the ball. So you see that they all have different styles and different ways by which they are known. But the thing with Haaland now, if you're comparing Haaland, if we're going to look at Haaland and then check Haaland with Neymar, you understand that Haaland, to an extent, he strikes that balance because he gives very, very. If Haaland wants to give you a pass, he gives very, very, very fantastic passes. Especially the last game that they played, the assist that guy in particular gave was so like. But the person he passed the ball to missed it. Yeah, that's why I don't want to talk about the full story, because if he had scored that goal, they would have made it more iconic. Yes, in my own opinion. So one thing is, maybe these players, if they can put more effort on having to work with their teammates directly, or understanding that as you pass more, or as you dribble to an extent, you're expected to pass the ball, or you're expected to work with whoever is around your winging unit. All right, this is still Sports Grill, and you're still right here with us. This is your OB Radio FM.com, the Active Captain, without tracing. From what you can see that I'm having a very wonderful time here, right here in the studio, and I know that my guy here, MC Origi, is also having a very lovely time. So don't go nowhere. We still have so many things packed for you. We'll be right back after this very short commercial.
Keep on watching FTV, guys. Keep on listening to OB Radio FM, guys. The one station who broadcast good healthy lifestyle fitness things, guys. Keep on watching it. SLO Fitness here in Zimbabwe, guys. We also listening, also watch it, guys. Keep on watching. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 2. Well done. Exactly. Good going. Push guys. Well done.
All right, welcome back from that very special. This is another thrilling and a very fantastic episode of Sports Grill, where we have the very lovely sports discussions. We also give you sports updates. And MC Origi here, he has been giving us some lovely takes on what he thinks on the latest sports matters and the things we'll be talking about. So I'll just give you a little recap. We've talked about Neymar and some of the things that we feel that he should put in place to be able to work with his teammates. But regardless, if he feels or he thinks that it's time for him to quit football, let him just quit, because he has, in my own opinion, he has gathered a whole lot of achievements and something that could actually ride him on to, for a very, very long time, because regardless, that Brazilian player is a good one. So talking about players, in fact, before we talk about players, are you a fan of boxing?
Yeah, at some point, I was a fan of boxing when we had the likes of Mike Tyson and all of that. So Mike Tyson was more like a celebrity boxer. So not just in boxing, even he goes to a music concert and all of that. So that's getting very popular.
That's very, very fantastic.
Yes.
So you know of Anthony Joshua, right?
Yeah, of course, I know.
Good. So Anthony Joshua, there's a serious talk now that Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. If you know Tyson Fury, then you should know who I am actually talking about. So there's this speculation that both of them are supposed to have like a game come 2026. So the campaign has been going on for a while. But talking about campaigns, and before I get your own take on that particular notion, all right, before we go into that one, that's a particular campaign that we're talking about, we also have this campaign that's upcoming. It's called the Operation Keep Nigeria Fit. Yeah. I've seen you with, I think, the cap or something.
Yes.
So that means that you are very, very prepared for this thing I'm about to say now. So you can see from from what I am saying, that even our guest here, who is right here in the studio, is actually prepared. So why are you not prepared? What campaign am I talking about? What initiative am I talking about? I'm not saying anything rather than the Operation Keep Nigeria Fit and the Shape Up 30-30 Fitness Challenge. Now, what is the Operation Keep Nigeria Fit? Is an initiative that will be declared or will be inaugurated on the 27th of September. Now, if you check your calendar and you check properly, you assess it, you'll see that the 27th of September happens to be the last Saturday in September. What this is to tell you is that this Operation Keep Nigeria Fit runs every last Saturday of the month, but it's going to be declared, or it's going to resume from the first last Saturday of September, which happens to be the 27th of September. Also, we have the Shape Up 30-30 Fitness Challenge, where you are expected to do workouts or train your body for just 30 minutes every day. That's just it. Now, you're seeing the name 30-30. It runs 30 days. It runs from the 1st of October down to the 30th of October. Now, you're also expected to do 30 minutes workout every day. That's just it. Are you excited about this? Because you see, I've been observing you, and you seem to look like a very, very, agile somebody and strong, and you seem very fit. That means, to an extent, are you really fitness inclined or something?
Yeah, from childhood, I've always enjoyed people, or like people, enjoy people do exercise. So I've always been part of them. So and then growing up, there's this saying that health is wealth. I asked question, why is it that if you're in good health, you have money? They now explain to me that even when you have money, you have to be in good health to be able to enjoy it. Even when you don't have money, you have to be in good health to be able to look for the money. So from that explanation, I started embracing what fitness. So that's what informed my opinion, desire to always be around people who are fit.
So, and from what you're saying, are you just having the desire to be around people who are fit, or you actually partake in this directly?
No, I partake in it.
Because if the way you're sounding, we are going to take you to the house of no mercy. Because if you don't give us that appropriate response, by Sherif Tutti is going to begin this movement right here.
All right, Big Chief, let me just tell you.
Okay.
I participate in it.
Okay.
I engage in exercise in the morning. And in fact, when I wake up in the morning, I do just few minutes exercise, even before going out of the room. Once I wake up, few exercise, press up, stretch your hand, your leg, do some little exercise before I go out. Now, why am I doing that? Because I understand the concept of fitness.
Okay, so you've heard from MC Origi himself that he does some lovely exercises. He does jogging. What's can you list the exercises again that you talking about?
What I do in the morning, I wake up and I do the press up, and then shake my body, raise my hands and all that. And then on Saturdays I go out for jogging. And then some Sunday evening, I go out to play football. I have a team that always gather in the evening and they play football and all that. So all of these things.
That's to tell you that our guest here is a very strong and active person in the fitness sector. If you want to be like him or you want to see him, please do well to participate in this fitness challenge. It runs from the 1st of October down to 30th October. You want to get more information, you want to get more details, you want to be a vendor, because we are calling on vendors. It's a big campaign, it's a big show off here, because it's happening at Alakahia Stadium. If you're at Port Harcourt or River State or its environ, or you can fly down to Nigeria, all you have to do is give us a call. If you want to be part of the exhibitors, you have goods to sell, probably you're in the fashion world, probably you're selling food, and around this campaign area, around this campaign venue, you want to be able to exhibit your product, you want to be able to showcase whatever it is that you're selling. Please do well to give us a call or send a message. The number is showing directly on your screen, but don't worry, probably if you have your eye issue or whatever it is, I got you. All you have to do is kindly call the number or kindly send a WhatsApp message to this number, +234 814 371 4093. Or you can send an email to obradiofm.uk@gmail.com. Yes, and don't forget also to get our application. On our application, the feature I love the most is the fact that you can actually decide how you want to watch our shows, how you want to see our shows. If you want it to be as a traditional radio where there's no visual, just the audio, you have that option there. You can just be listening to your radio with your AirPod or whatever. But if you want to view it and you want to have that dual feature, you can be seeing the studio directly and also be hearing it's also there. What application am I talking about? I'm talking about the Fitness Talk Show app. Yeah, it is available on Apple Play Store, it's available on Google Play Store as well. All you have to do is go on your Google Play Store and type fitness_talk show. If you're using an Apple phone or an iPhone, you just type Fitness Talk Show. That's how you can be on the show. And so, Rigi, I saw the app on your phone. I saw the way you were streaming. Was it our birthday punk show?
Yes,
and that's actually got me very, very excited because I love it when people become a part of our show, when people are always viewing and making sure that they are in tune with whatever it is that we're doing right here in the studio. Because in all of this, they are the reason why we're doing everything that we're doing here, because we always strive to deliver the best and premium content. All right, so let's go back to what we were saying. We're talking about Anthony Joshua and the upcoming campaigns. Do you think Anthony Joshua is still that relevant to be able to beat Tyson Fury?
That would be a big fight. I don't want to be sentimental. I feel that Tyson Fury will beat Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, so no, you're not the first person who is saying that, but I'm in Nigeria and AJ is my guy, so I'm still going to say that with the best of luck, AJ actually stands a chance because 2026 is not today, it's not tomorrow. So obviously, if he trains properly and he feeds well, he takes care of himself and do the training as a boxer, as a professional boxer that he is, he will be able, or he stands a chance to win. But regardless, one thing I love about boxing, yeah, you win or you don't win or you're always going home with a huge amount of money. So that's the part that that intrigues me about boxing particularly. Yeah, and also talking about this money thing, because we've entered the money part now. Eberechi Eze has finally, you're smiling. I don't know, were you expecting me to talk about that? When I talk about this guy or when I talk about this particular incident, people just get this vibe like, yeah, like what's so special about this guy? I don't understand. Arsenal has signed him officially from the Crystal Palace. So do you think it's a good move? But I don't need to ask you, from your expression, it feels like you're actually very excited. So tell us.
Yeah, I saw this guy against Chelsea.
Yeah.
And then of course if you saw the game, he actually scored a goal.
Yeah, he scored. Yeah, he
scored. And it was cancelled and all that.
Yeah.
So for me, it is a good move. It's a good move. At least going by the fact that he's as this Nigerian descendant.
Yeah.
I think it's a good move for him. He has moved from a Crystal Palace to an Arsenal that is going to be featuring in the Champions League. So for me, he has improved in terms of his career.
So he's what this whole campaign and this whole thing that has been happening right now. So talking about Nigerians, Osimhen is always like, why is he indecisive yet up to this time? That's something I don't understand. And the league has started, so everybody is hyped. People are expecting to see some action, to see some thrilling things happening. So, in your own opinion, because this guy has so many options, I don't know, teams are just after him. He was actually he was declining Al Hilal. They even increased their bid to around, was it 170 million euros or 70 million euros thereabout? And I think even some Premier League clubs were after him. So, in all of this, in your own personal opinion, I want to get your own point. Which team do you think is probably going to be best for this guy, this Osimhen?
Well, whatever I say, I think the opinion of the player is what really counts. But for me, I think Osimhen is a player that has what it takes to win the Ballon d'Or. So I think he's in the right place. He signed for Galatasaray, right?
Yeah,
he signed for Galatasaray. And then the controversies that surrounded his stay in
There's
Napoli
always
and all
controversies around Osimhen.
So I want to believe that he has made the right decision. You know, a lot of people said that he would have made that move to Saudi Arabia and make the money.
Yeah.
You know, just as Nigerians.
Yeah, that's why I say he always has this controversy.
Yes, we are interested in him having all the money in his pocket and all that. But I feel that this player maybe has checked, should I go, should I not go? What are the benefits of going and staying? And maybe in his current club now, he has what it takes to remain there. He's enjoying all of these things. Maybe that's why he chose that club.
All right. Yes, so we've talked a lot about Victor Osimhen. We've spoken about the boxing world and so many other things that we have to expect. And also we've discussed about the Nigerian football teams and also the Tigers, how they are requiring some funding. So our government, parastatals, or the people who are in charge of the federal government, whatever, please do well to look into our sports sector. We're not saying don't give incentives to players, but in as much as you're giving incentives, there also should be a budget for the sports section or the sports department. Yes, because when the sports sector is developed in general, it makes our game more entertaining. It also makes it more intriguing for people and more engaging. People on the audience are actually going to always be coming to watch, because Nigerian football and sports in Nigeria generally is having some lags. You know why? Because of funding, because of a lack of proper infrastructure, lack of proper maintenance. Because it's not about building stadiums, it's about maintaining the stadium. Then when you maintain it, activity has to keep going on. So all these things require constant funding. All these things require constant cooperation between the players, the government, and everybody. All right, this is where we call it a wrap. This is where we'll be going. We'll be going to chill. We have to chill somewhere and talk about these things that are happening very, very properly, because you know what? Let's leave it. Let's leave it until our next episode. Okay, until I see you next time. This is still me right here with you. This is obradiofm.com, the active sculpting without tracing, and you're listening to the voice of the chief. And I have here with me MC Origi. MC Origi, thank you for coming, and we really appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. You're welcome. Until next time, I know the audience really wants to see us next time having this conversation. Please don't forget to always be active and tune into Sports Grill. Don't go nowhere until I see you next time. Bye.
Hey guys, keep on watching FTV, guys. Keep on listening to all the radio from guys. The one station who broadcast good healthy lifestyle fitness things, guys. Keep on watching it. SLO Fitness here in Zimbabwe, guys. We also listening, also watch it, guys. Keep on watching it. 13, 14, 15, 16.